Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I feel young inside, but the woman staring back at me looks tired? It's a quiet, private thought that so many of us have. For generations, we've focused on keeping our bodies healthy, but we often overlook something that can affect our spirit just as deeply. The truth is, for many of us over 60, the one thing we think is harmless, our hairstyle, is quietly making us invisible. And here's the unsettling part no one talks about. It's not just about looking older. It's about a feeling that slowly creeps in. The feeling that you're fading away. But what if I told you that this simple part of your appearance might hold a secret far more powerful than any expensive skin cream? As a doctor who has spent decades listening to the real stories of my patients, I've learned a surprising truth. The right haircut isn't about vanity. It's about vitality. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about reality. I'll never forget my patient, Carol. A wonderful woman, but she always seemed to carry a weight on her shoulders, and her smile never quite reached her eyes. She'd had the same hairstyle for 30 years. One day, on a whim, she got a soft, layered bob. When I saw her next, the change was astonishing. She wasn't a different person. She was simply more of herself. Her eyes sparkled. She stood taller. It was a transformation from the inside out. Carol's story is exactly why I made this video. Today, we're going to walk through 5 timeless haircuts that can bring that same spark back to you. More importantly, I'll show you why they work. And please, be sure to stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal 3 of the most common haircut mistakes that can silently add a decade to your face. Understanding mistake number 3 is absolutely crucial. My advice today doesn't come from a fashion magazine. It comes from years of seeing what truly helps a woman feel confident and seen as she navigates this chapter of life. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of you have felt this way. If what I just shared feels familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's begin with our first timeless style. Haircut number 1. The soft layered bob, for timeless elegance. So many of us, as we get older, notice a frustrating change in our hair. It begins to feel heavy, lifeless. It's a common issue that I hear about often. A woman will tell me that her hair, which she's had styled the same way for years, now feels like it's actively working against her, pulling her features down and making her look perpetually tired. It's almost as if her hair has become a heavy curtain, hiding the vibrant woman behind it. This isn't just a feeling. There's a real, simple reason for it. As we mature, our hair naturally tends to lose some of its density and volume, especially right at the roots. The result is often what stylists call the dreaded triangle shape, where hair lies flat on top, near the scalp, but becomes bulky and wide at the bottom. This effect can unintentionally drag the eye downward, visually pulling on our jawline and cheeks, accentuating the very things we'd rather soften. It's a subtle sign of aging that has a surprisingly powerful impact, often leading to a sense of constant fatigue when we look in the mirror. This brings me right back to my patient, Carol, the wonderful woman I mentioned earlier. For years, her hair was one length, hitting just below her shoulders. It was a safe style, but it had begun to do exactly what I just described. It was weighing her face down, and with it, her spirit. The day she walked into my office with her new soft, layered bob, the change was profound. This is the exact haircut that began her transformation. The genius of this style is its intelligent, strategic design. The soft, subtle layers aren't there just for looks. They are there to solve a problem. They remove the bulk and weight from the ends of the hair, which immediately stops that downward pull. At the same time, these layers create movement and the beautiful illusion of fullness right where you need it most, around the crown and the cheekbones. It's a visual trick that master stylists who specialize in maturing hair have understood for decades. It works with the changes in our hair, not against them, to create a natural lift. It softens the jawline, brings attention back up to the eyes, and frames the face with grace instead of gravity. Now, a great haircut works hand in hand with color. The layers in a soft bob are particularly beautiful on women who have embraced their silver or gray hair. Each layer catches the light in a slightly different way, showcasing the incredible, multi-tonal dimensions of natural silver. It prevents the color from looking like one flat, solid block. If you still color your hair, adding some soft, well-blended highlights or lowlights can achieve a similar effect, giving the cut depth and a sense of life that is simply beautiful. This is why this haircut is a cornerstone of timeless style. It's a solution. It was the perfect choice for Carol because it didn't try to make her look like she was 20. It made her look like the best, most refreshed version of herself right now. So, here is the simple, constructive action you can take. When you go to your stylist, don't just ask for a bob. Ask for a bob that sits somewhere between your jawline and your collarbone, with soft, blended layers throughout. Make it clear you don't want harsh, choppy layers that look dated. You want gentle layers that create movement. This is your starting point if you want to reclaim your elegance without a lot of fuss. It's forgiving, it's easy to style, and it's a powerful first step in falling back in love with the woman in the mirror. If this idea of timeless, effortless style speaks to you, take a moment to comment elegance below. It's a beautiful word for a beautiful concept. Alright, now for our second style, which addresses a very different, but equally important, feeling. Haircut number 2. The textured pixie for confident freedom. There comes a point in many women's lives when they feel an undeniable urge for a real change. It's a feeling that goes deeper than just hair. It's the feeling of being weighed down, not just by the physical length of their hair, but by the emotional weight of expectations, of routines, of hiding behind a veil that no longer feels like them. For decades, many of us have been told that long hair is the definition of femininity, a security blanket of sorts. But what happens when that blanket starts to feel more like a burden? What happens when you look in the mirror and see a woman who is ready to step out, unencumbered, and be seen for who she truly is? This desire for liberation is a powerful and valid feeling, and it deserves a hairstyle to match. This is where the magic of a textured pixie cut comes in. Now, before you think it's too drastic, let's look at why this particular cut is so incredibly flattering on a mature woman. As we age, our bone structure, our cheekbones, our jawline, the elegant line of our neck, often becomes more defined and prominent. This is a beautiful thing. A well-designed pixie cut doesn't hide these features. It celebrates them. It sweeps the hair up and away from the face, drawing the eye directly to your best assets: your eyes, your smile, and your beautiful bone structure. Furthermore, for those of us dealing with thinning hair, especially at the crown, a pixie can be a miracle worker. A skilled stylist uses strategic, soft texturing and layering to create volume and fullness exactly where it's needed most, making the hair appear thicker and more vibrant. It removes the stringy, thinning ends that can come with longer styles and focuses all the attention on a lifted, energetic silhouette. I've had the privilege of witnessing this transformation in so many women over the years. They come in for a checkup after getting a pixie cut, and the change is palpable. It's in the way they hold their head a little higher, the way they make more direct eye contact. More than one has told me, with a newfound light in her eyes, "I feel like me again. I stopped hiding." It's a profound statement of courage and self-acceptance. This haircut is an announcement to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are no longer afraid. You are confident, you are present, and you are entirely comfortable in your own skin. It's a style that radiates a timeless, ageless kind of beauty that comes directly from self-assurance. So, if you are feeling that pull toward something new, something lighter, here is what you must do. The key is in the language you use with your stylist. Do not just ask for a pixie cut. Ask specifically for a soft, textured pixie with feathered layers. Emphasize that you want volume on top, but want the sides and back to be elegantly tapered. This is the difference between a modern, feminine style and a flat, boyish cut from decades ago. Yes, you will need more frequent trims, about every 5 to 6 weeks, to keep its beautiful shape. But the daily styling is often wash and go, requiring just a little bit of product to tousle it into place. If you are ready to stop hiding and feel truly, deeply free, this is a style you should seriously consider. This kind of bold confidence is truly inspiring. If you admire the powerful statement this haircut makes, please take a moment to comment freedom below. Now, perhaps a pixie cut feels like too big a leap. Many women have a deep, personal connection to the length of their hair. It's been a part of their identity for decades, and they aren't ready to let it go. I understand that completely. The problem is that as time goes on, that same long hair can begin to betray you. A style that once felt feminine and youthful can start to look tired and shapeless, creating that familiar downward drag on your features without you even realizing it. You're left in a difficult position. You want to keep the length you love, but you also know, deep down, that you need a change to bring some life back to your look. You need a middle ground. A balance. This is precisely the problem that our third style is designed to solve. Haircut number 3, shoulder length with face framing layers, for balanced beauty. The power of this haircut lies in its brilliant simplicity and its understanding of visual dynamics. When hair hangs in one long, heavy sheet, it creates a strong vertical line that pulls the eye down. This can make your entire face seem longer and can accentuate any sagging along the jawline. However, when a stylist cuts the hair to that perfect sweet spot, right around the collarbone, and then strategically incorporates soft, face-framing layers, they are essentially creating a new visual pathway. Think of it as gentle sculpting with scissors. Those layers, often starting around the chin and cascading downward, break up that heavy vertical line. They create soft, diagonal lines that draw the eye upward, back towards your cheekbones and, most importantly, your eyes. It's an incredibly effective technique for creating lift and softness simultaneously. It prevents that flat on top, bulky at the bottom shape and distributes volume and movement throughout your hair, making it look fuller and healthier. This is the perfect, transformative solution for the woman who feels stuck. It allows her to maintain that feeling of feminine length while breathing new, youthful energy into her style. It's a refresh, not a radical reinvention. I often recommend this cut to my patients who express a desire for change but are filled with apprehension. It's a safe choice, but one that yields truly remarkable results. They come back looking like themselves, but lighter, brighter. The movement of the layers seems to add a new bounce to their step. It's a testament to the fact that you don't always need a dramatic chop to make a dramatic impact. This style is the embodiment of graceful evolution, proving that you can honor the style you've always loved while adapting it beautifully to the woman you are today. If you decide this balanced approach is right for you, be very specific with your stylist. Ask for a cut that rests on or just above the shoulders, at the collarbone. Then, ask for long, face-framing layers that begin around your chin level and blend seamlessly into the rest of your hair. This is not a shag. The layers should be soft and connected, not choppy. This cut is wonderfully versatile. It looks beautiful blown out with a round brush for volume, or you can simply let it air dry and allow the layers to create natural, effortless movement. It's the perfect way to update your look with intention and grace. If you believe in the power of graceful, balanced beauty, please share that sentiment by commenting balance below. Let's move on to our fourth style, which is designed for a woman who wants to project something different entirely. The problem it solves is not about feeling tired, but about feeling undefined. As we mature, our facial contours can naturally soften. That sharp jawline we had in our youth may become a little less so. This can sometimes translate into our overall presence feeling less distinct, less sharp. For a woman who has always been decisive, clear, and confident, this feeling of softness can be disconcerting. She isn't looking for a playful or overtly feminine style. She is looking for a haircut that restores a sense of structure, polish, and quiet, unmistakable strength. This is where the commanding elegance of our fourth haircut comes into play. Haircut number 4. The modern blunt bob, for quiet strength. The genius of a blunt bob lies in its clean, architectural lines. In a world of softening contours, this haircut introduces a strong, intentional frame. A sharp, precise line cutting across the jawline creates an immediate sense of definition and structure. It's an optical illusion of the most sophisticated kind. It visually chisels and defines the jaw, giving your entire silhouette a sense of purpose and polish. But here is the crucial distinction. We are talking about the modern blunt bob. The old-fashioned version from years ago could be severe, harsh, and difficult to wear. Today's version is far more flattering because of subtle, modernizing techniques. A great stylist might slightly undercut the hair, allowing the ends to curve gently inward, which softens the line just enough to be chic, not rigid. Or they might cut it with a deep side part, creating an asymmetrical sweep that adds lift and drama. This haircut makes a powerful statement without ever saying a word. Think of iconic women in leadership, in business, in the arts. So many of them have favored a sharp bob at some point in their lives. Why? Because the style is unambiguous. It says, I know who I am. I am here, and I am not to be trifled with. It is the hair equivalent of a perfectly tailored blazer. It conveys competence, elegance, and a clear point of view. I have a dear friend, a retired judge named Eleanor, who has worn a variation of this bob for years. On her, it is the perfect reflection of her personality. Sharp, intelligent, and impeccably graceful. It's a haircut that doesn't shout. It speaks with profound clarity. It doesn't seek approval. It commands respect. It's a style that projects strength and femininity in perfect harmony. To achieve this look, your communication with your stylist is key. You should ask for a blunt bob, but specify that you want the ends to be slightly beveled or curved under to avoid a harsh, boxy look. Discuss the length carefully. A bob that ends right at your jaw can be incredibly powerful, while one that sits slightly below might feel a bit softer. Consider a deep side part to add a modern, lifting effect. This style works best on hair that is straight or has a slight wave, and its beauty is in its precision. It looks incredibly chic in every color, from a deep brunette to a brilliant, solid silver. It's a haircut for a woman who wants to be seen, not for her youth, but for her presence. This style is for a woman who leads with clarity and grace. If this sense of powerful presence speaks to you, comment power below. And now, we arrive at our fifth and final style. This one is for a woman facing a very particular and very joyful kind of problem. She doesn't necessarily feel tired, or weighed down, or undefined. Instead, she feels that the so-called age-appropriate hairstyles are simply boring. They don't reflect the vibrant, playful, and perhaps even slightly rebellious spirit that still dances within her. She's a woman who has earned the right to have a little fun. She looks at the neat, tidy, conservative styles often recommended for women over 60 and thinks, "That's just not me." She feels a disconnect between the lively, energetic woman she is on the inside and the safe, predictable hair she's been told she should have on the outside. She is looking for a way to express her personality, to show the world that she still has a spark. This is the perfect moment to reintroduce an old classic in a completely new way. Haircut number 5. The soft shag with curtain bangs, for a vibrant spark. Before you let your mind wander to the wild, rock star shags of the 1970s, let me reassure you. The modern, soft shag is a completely different creation. It's lighter, more graceful, and infinitely more flattering, while still holding onto that playful, free-spirited essence. Its brilliance lies in how it masterfully solves two common issues with maturing hair, all while looking effortlessly chic. First, the volume. As we've discussed, hair can thin and flatten at the crown. The shag, by its very nature, is designed with shorter layers on top and longer layers towards the bottom. This structure inherently builds volume and lift right where you need it most, at the crown of your head, preventing that flat, lifeless look. Second, the texture. The soft, feathered layers create a beautiful, piecey movement that adds life and energy to your hair. It looks like it has a natural bounce, a personality all its own. But the true secret weapon of this haircut, the feature that makes it so uniquely flattering for a mature woman, is the addition of curtain bangs. These aren't the thick, blunt bangs of your childhood. Curtain bangs are longer, wispier, and parted in the middle, designed to sweep gracefully to the sides. They act like a soft frame for your eyes, immediately drawing attention to them. At the same time, they beautifully camouflage any lines on the forehead without the harshness of a heavy fringe. They soften your entire look, adding a touch of romance and youthfulness that is sophisticated, not childish. It's a haircut that tells the world, I'm still here. I'm still having fun. And I still have great style. I have a patient, a retired art teacher named Margaret, who embodies the spirit of this haircut perfectly. For years, she wore her hair in a sensible bun. It was practical, but it didn't reflect the woman who wore bright, colorful scarves and laughed from the bottom of her belly. A few years ago, she came in with a soft shag, and it was like seeing her in full color for the first time. The haircut just made sense. It matched her artistic, joyful soul. It was a reintroduction to the woman she had always been. It's a powerful reminder that beauty after 60 isn't about conforming. It's about expressing the vibrant, interesting, and deeply authentic person you've become. So, if you feel that spark inside you, here is how to ask for this style. You will want to request a soft shag haircut with long, blended layers. The key word here is soft. You don't want a choppy, disconnected mullet from the past. And crucially, ask for soft, curtain bangs that are long enough to sweep towards your cheekbones. This style is surprisingly low maintenance. The layers are meant to look a bit undone, so you can often just let them air dry with a bit of mousse for texture. It's a celebration of freedom and personality. It's a statement that style has no age limit. If you believe that you should never lose that playful, vibrant spark inside you, please share that feeling by commenting spark below. As our time together comes to a close, I want to bring us back to the beginning. Back to my patient, Carol. The woman who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, hidden behind a hairstyle that no longer served her. Today, Carol is a distant memory. The Carol I see now is taking a pottery class, her hands covered in clay and her face lit with creativity. She's planning her first trip to Italy, something she'd only ever dreamed of. She said something to me recently that I will never forget. She said, "You know, that new haircut didn't change me. Not really. It just let the real me come out to play." That single thought, that is the incredible power we are talking about today. The power of giving yourself permission to shine. And that brings us to the ultimate lesson, the simple truth at the heart of our entire conversation. Your haircut, your style, it isn't about chasing youth or trying to hide your age. It is about celebrating the incredible, wise, and vibrant woman you are right now. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing a reflection that matches the energy and spirit you feel on the inside. It's a declaration that your best, most expressive, and most authentic years are not behind you. They are happening right now, and they are still unfolding. As we wrap up, we've explored 5 beautiful styles that can truly help reflect that inner light. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It doesn't have to be a big one. It doesn't even have to be a haircut. It could be as simple as, tomorrow, I will look in the mirror and truly smile at myself. Or, I will wear the colorful scarf I've been saving for a special occasion. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's fill this space with inspiration and encourage one another to take that first, beautiful step. And if you found real value and inspiration in our time together, show your support by giving this video a like. It truly helps me know that our conversation has made a difference. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-affirming wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a wonderful community of friends, all dedicated to living our best lives together. Finally, think of one person who needs to hear this message today. Maybe a sister, a dear friend, or a neighbor. Please share it with them. You might just be giving them the little nudge of encouragement they've been waiting for. Thank you for spending your time with me. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video.